Imagine holding in your hands an ancient manuscript, one that has eluded the grasp of time, hidden beneath layers of history and mysticism. It is said to contain the secrets to the very fabric of the universe, the codes that govern creation itself. This manuscript is the Emerald Tablet, attributed to the legendary Hermes Trismegistus, an enigmatic figure of wisdom and divine insight. But what does it really reveal? The Emerald Tablet is one of the most elusive and revered texts in the world of esotericism. For centuries, scholars, mystics, and alchemists have pored over its cryptic words, seeking to decode its message. It's a text that has inspired entire movements of thought, shaping the course of both spiritual and scientific development. Yet, despite its profound influence, its true meaning remains shrouded in mystery. What is the hidden truth behind its words? And why have so many tried and failed to fully understand its message? At its heart, the Emerald Tablet speaks of alchemy, of transformation, and of the creation of the universe itself. It promises to reveal the way in which the physical world and the spiritual realms are interwoven, showing us the path to mastering both. But beyond the alchemical symbolism, there lies a deeper secret, one that holds the key to unlocking our potential as conscious creators of our own reality. In this video, we will journey through the heart of this ancient text. We'll explore the mystical wisdom it holds, the philosophical context that surrounds it, and the profound implications it has for those who are willing to look beyond the surface. Are you ready to uncover the hidden truths that have been guarded for millennia? Let's begin and unlock the mysteries of the Emerald Tablet. The Emerald Tablet, often attributed to the ancient sage Hermes Trismegistus, is not merely a text. It is a key that has unlocked the minds of alchemists, philosophers, and seekers of the hidden truths of the universe for centuries. But who exactly was Hermes Trismegistus, and why does his name echo through the corridors of mystical and philosophical traditions? Hermes Trismegistus, which translates to Hermes the Thrice Great, is a figure who bridges multiple worlds, combining the Greek god Hermes, the messenger of the gods, with Thoth, the ancient Egyptian god of wisdom and writing. His name symbolizes the synthesis of knowledge from three distinct realms: the divine, the earthly, and the intellectual. To the ancient Egyptians, Thoth was the god of writing, wisdom, and magic. To the Greeks, Hermes was the god of communication, knowledge, and transformation. Thus, Hermes Trismegistus becomes a symbol of divine knowledge that transcends cultural boundaries, a mystical teacher who is said to have understood the secret principles of the universe. The origins of the Emerald Tablet itself are as elusive as the figure of Hermes. Some scholars trace it back to the 6th century CE, while others suggest it is far older, perhaps dating back to the time of the Egyptian pyramids. What is known, however, is that the tablet has survived through the ages, passed down through various mystical and alchemical traditions. The text is thought to have been part of the Corpus Hermeticum, a collection of writings that espouse a form of ancient spiritual knowledge. The significance of the Emerald Tablet lies not only in its connection to Hermes Trismegistus, but also in its deep philosophical and spiritual teachings. The tablet is said to contain the essence of alchemical wisdom, a code that describes the processes of creation, transformation, and spiritual enlightenment. Its famous opening line, "As above, so below, as within, so without," encapsulates the core of Hermetic philosophy, the interconnectedness of all things. This maxim suggests that the microcosm, the individual, and the macrocosm, the universe, are reflections of one another, a concept that would become foundational in Western esotericism. But why has this knowledge remained hidden? And what makes the Emerald Tablet so elusive? Throughout history, powerful elites have deliberately guarded this wisdom, fearing its potential to awaken the masses to their true power. Knowledge of the Emerald Tablet, once understood, could unlock the secrets to material wealth, spiritual ascension, and the mastery of reality itself. As a result, the text became encoded in symbolism, its meanings twisted and concealed, waiting for those with the right eyes to see. This concealment of wisdom is not unique to the Emerald Tablet. It is a recurring theme in mystical traditions worldwide. In ancient times, esoteric knowledge was often reserved for initiates, those deemed worthy of understanding its deeper truths. The philosophy behind this secrecy was simple. True wisdom, once acquired, could transform not only the individual, but the world around them. It is a power that must be wielded with great responsibility. The Emerald Tablet, then, is not simply an ancient document. It is a living testament to the esoteric tradition. its influence has permeated cultures and spiritual systems, leaving a profound mark on Western alchemy, the Hermetic tradition, and even modern scientific thought. From Isaac Newton's fascination with alchemy to Carl Jung's exploration of the unconscious, the tablet has inspired many of history's greatest minds. But the question remains, what does the Emerald Tablet truly reveal, and how can we unlock its mysteries today? To begin unlocking the profound wisdom hidden within the Emerald Tablet, we must first delve into its key concepts. The text, though short and cryptic, is packed with layers of meaning. Its words speak of processes that bridge the physical and spiritual realms. While the exact translation of the Emerald Tablet can vary, its core principles remain consistent, pointing to the same universal truths that have captivated seekers for millennia. The opening phrase of the tablet, "As above, so below, as within, so without," is perhaps its most famous and most profound. This seemingly simple maxim holds the key to understanding the interconnectedness of the universe. At first glance, it might seem to suggest that what happens on the cosmic scale mirrors what happens on the individual scale, but upon deeper reflection, it points to something more. That the universe itself is a living, breathing organism, and each individual is a reflection of this greater whole. This idea is central to the Hermetic worldview. It is an understanding that everything, every atom, every thought, every action, is part of a larger, more complex system. What happens in one part of the system ripples throughout the whole, creating a continuous feedback loop of cause and effect. The individual is not separate from the universe but an integral part of it. By understanding the connection between the two, we can begin to understand our place in the grand design of creation. At the heart of this understanding lies the concept of alchemy, not as a mere pursuit of material wealth through the transformation of base metals into gold, but as the spiritual and metaphysical process of personal transformation. Alchemy, in its truest sense, is the science of transmutation, of turning the base elements of the self into something greater. In the context of the Emerald Tablet, this means the transformation of the soul. Just as alchemists sought to transmute lead into gold, so too do seekers of wisdom seek to transmute ignorance into enlightenment, darkness into light, and the ego into divine consciousness. One of the key ideas expressed in the tablet is the concept of one substance. The idea that all matter originates from a single source, often referred to as the prima materia in alchemical texts. This substance is believed to be the fundamental building block of the universe, the primordial essence from which all things are derived. The Emerald Tablet speaks of the process of creation as the emanation of this one substance into the manifest world. By understanding and working with this substance, the alchemist can unlock the secrets of creation itself. This idea of the one substance is mirrored in many ancient traditions, from the concept of Brahman in Hinduism to the Tao in Taoism. In each of these traditions, the idea is the same, that there is a single, all-encompassing force that underlies all of existence. The Emerald Tablet teaches that by aligning oneself with this force, one can tap into the creative power of the universe and achieve mastery over both the material and spiritual realms. But the tablet does not simply provide a philosophical framework, it also offers a map for personal transformation. It lays out a step-by-step process for how one might ascend to higher levels of consciousness. The first step, as hinted in the text, is purification. Just as an alchemist purifies the metals they work with, so too must the seeker purify their own being. This involves letting go of the ego, the false self that holds us back from realizing our true nature. Only by shedding the layers of illusion can we begin to perceive the world as it truly is. The second step is illumination. Once the seeker has purified themselves, they must then seek knowledge, divine knowledge. This is not simply intellectual knowledge, but wisdom that transcends the mind, reaching into the heart and soul. It is through this illumination that one begins to perceive the interconnectedness of all things, seeing beyond the veil of the material world into the true nature of existence. Finally, the third step is integration. The wisdom and knowledge gained through purification and illumination must be applied to one's life. It is not enough to simply understand the truth. One must live it, embody it, and use it to transform the world around them. This is where the true magic of the Emerald Tablet lies, not in abstract philosophical musings, but in the practical, lived experience of spiritual mastery. As we begin to uncover these foundational principles, A deeper question arises: what role do these teachings play in the larger context of creation and the universe? The answer, as we shall see, lies in the ancient understanding of duality, balance, and the eternal process of transformation. But to truly grasp the deeper meaning of the Emerald Tablet, we must go further into its mysteries. Now that we've touched upon the foundational principles within the Emerald Tablet, we must venture deeper into its mysteries, into the paradoxes and advanced concepts that lie beneath its cryptic surface. This section will explore some of the hidden meanings, alternative interpretations, and lesser-known insights that the Emerald Tablet offers, shedding light on its profound wisdom. One of the most striking features of the Emerald Tablet is its use of paradox. The text seems to contradict itself at times, particularly in its description of the relationship between the physical and spiritual realms. For example, the tablet speaks of the creation of the universe as a process of compression and expansion. At first, this might appear confusing. How can the universe both contract and expand simultaneously? This paradoxical language serves a deeper purpose. It highlights the cyclical nature of existence. In many ancient spiritual traditions, the universe is seen as a living, breathing entity, engaged in a constant process of expansion and contraction. The creation of the universe is not a one-time event, but an ongoing cycle, one in which the spiritual and material realms are in constant flux. The expanding and contracting forces reflect the ebb and flow of cosmic energy, where creation is followed by dissolution, and dissolution leads to recreation. The Emerald Tablet teaches that to understand this process, one must move beyond linear thinking and embrace the cyclical nature of existence. This concept is mirrored in the alchemical process itself. In alchemy, the solve et coagula, dissolve and coagulate, is a central tenet. This process of breaking down and rebuilding is not just a physical one, but a spiritual one. Just as the alchemist dissolves the base materials in order to purify them, so too must the seeker dissolve their attachment to the ego and worldly desires. In this dissolution, the true essence of the self is revealed, and it is from this purified state that transformation can occur. The paradox, then, is not a contradiction but a reflection of the universe's eternal cycles of destruction and rebirth. Another key concept found in the Emerald Tablet is the idea of unity. The text speaks of the One, the singular force that underlies all of creation. This One is often referred to as the prima materia, or the first matter, the original substance from which everything arises. But what does this mean for us? The Emerald Tablet suggests that all forms of matter, whether physical or spiritual, are merely manifestations of this singular force. It teaches that everything in the universe is connected by a thread of unity, and that our perception of separateness is an illusion. This teaching is not unique to the Emerald Tablet. It resonates with many spiritual and philosophical traditions. In Eastern philosophy, for example, the concept of Brahman in Hinduism, or Tao in Taoism, mirrors the notion of a singular, all-encompassing force that permeates everything. Similarly, in Western philosophy, the idea of a unifying principle can be found in the writings of Plato and Plotinus. The Emerald Tablet's emphasis on unity suggests that by understanding this fundamental interconnectedness, one can align themselves with the forces of creation and harness the power to shape their own reality. But what does this unity mean on a practical level? The answer lies in the concept of alchemy as a spiritual practice. Alchemy, as described in the tablet, is not merely the transformation of base metals into gold, but the transformation of the self, an inner alchemy that mirrors the processes of the cosmos. The unity of all things means that the alchemist must look within to find the gold of wisdom, strength, and enlightenment. This process involves integrating the dualities within oneself, the conscious and unconscious, the masculine and feminine, the light and the dark, and achieving harmony. In the broader context of creation, the tablet also speaks of the great work, the process of achieving spiritual enlightenment and mastering the forces of the universe. The great work is both a personal journey and a cosmic one. It is the process of bringing order to chaos, of aligning oneself with the divine forces of creation, and of transcending the limitations of the material world. To engage in the great work is to participate in the ongoing creation of the universe itself, acting as a co-creator of reality. The Emerald Tablet's teachings are not confined to philosophical musings. They offer practical guidance for those who wish to engage in this transformative process. One of the key messages of the tablet is that the path to enlightenment requires both inner purification and outer mastery. The alchemist must purify their own soul, transcending ego and attachment, while simultaneously learning to master the material world. It is through this balance of inner and outer transformation that one can achieve true mastery over both the self and the universe. But as with all great mysteries, the journey does not end here. There is still much to explore in the hidden depths of the Emerald Tablet, and many more secrets yet to be revealed. In the next section, we will turn our attention to how these ancient principles can be applied to our everyday lives. Now that we've uncovered some of the deeper mysteries of the Emerald Tablet, it's time to turn our attention to how this ancient wisdom can be applied in our modern lives. While the philosophical and spiritual concepts presented in the tablet may seem abstract, they carry profound implications for personal transformation and mastery over one's own reality. Let's explore some practical techniques and exercises that can help you integrate these teachings into your daily life. The principle of as above, so below, understanding interconnectedness. The first concept we must explore is the idea that as above, so below, as within, so without. This maxim speaks to the interconnectedness of all things, both in the universe and within ourselves. One of the most powerful ways to apply this principle is by cultivating mindfulness and awareness in our daily lives. By recognizing that our thoughts, emotions, and actions ripple out into the world, we can begin to take responsibility for the energy we create. Start by practicing mindfulness in every situation, whether you're interacting with others, engaging in work, or simply spending time alone. Pay attention to the subtle energy you project, and notice how it influences the environment around you. By aligning your inner state with a sense of calm, balance, and positivity, you can begin to see how your inner world directly influences the outer world. A simple exercise you can practice is to start your day by setting a positive intention. Before you begin any activity, take a few moments to center yourself and choose the energy you wish to carry with you. This will help you embody the principle of interconnectedness, shaping your actions with purpose and clarity. The alchemical process, transformation of the self. The concept of alchemy, as described in the Emerald Tablet, is not just about turning lead into gold. It is about the transformation of the self. The alchemical process involves purification, illumination, and integration, and these stages can be applied to personal growth and spiritual development. Purification. Begin by identifying the aspects of yourself that need cleansing. Negative thoughts, limiting beliefs, unhealthy patterns, or attachments. Reflect on the areas of your life where you feel stuck or burdened. Alchemy teaches that purification involves letting go of these impurities, both on a mental and emotional level. A powerful practice to aid in purification is journaling. Set aside time each day to write down your thoughts and feelings. In doing so, you can release emotional baggage, gain clarity, and work toward emotional freedom. Illumination. Once you've started the purification process, the next step is illumination, gaining insight and wisdom. This is where meditation and introspection become key. By quieting the mind and turning inward, you can tap into a deeper level of consciousness. During meditation, focus on the concept of unity, of being connected to the greater whole. Imagine yourself as a part of the universal flow of energy, opening yourself to divine wisdom. With time, this practice will help you see beyond the material world, giving you the clarity to navigate life's challenges with wisdom. Integration. Finally, integration is about applying the insights you've gained through purification and illumination to your life. This involves embodying the wisdom you've acquired and using it to create positive change. One of the best ways to integrate these lessons is through action. Set goals that align with your higher self and take consistent steps toward achieving them. This could be anything from learning a new skill, improving your relationships, or engaging in a creative project that reflects your inner transformation. The key is to take what you've learned and manifest it in the physical world. Working with the one substance, manifestation and creation. The concept of the prima materia, the one substance from which all creation arises, holds powerful implications for manifestation and the creative process. By understanding that the world is shaped by the thoughts and intentions we project, we can begin to harness the power of the one substance in our own lives. To work with this principle, start by becoming conscious of your thoughts and beliefs. Understand that what you think and feel on a daily basis shapes your reality. Begin by practicing affirmations, positive, empowering statements that align with your goals. Repeatedly affirm to yourself that you have the power to create the life you desire. Combine this with visualization. See yourself living the life you want, imagining every detail with as much clarity as possible. The more you focus on this mental imagery, the more you align yourself with the energy of creation. In addition, engaging in creative activities like art, writing, or music can be powerful tools for working with the one substance. These practices tap into the flow of universal energy and allow you to express your inner vision in the physical world. Overcoming obstacles and pitfalls. As you embark on this path of transformation, it is important to acknowledge that there will be obstacles along the way. The journey of spiritual growth and self-mastery is not linear, and there will be moments of doubt, frustration, and confusion. The key is to remain committed to the process. One common obstacle is the tendency to revert to old habits and patterns. When faced with challenges, the ego may attempt to pull you back into old, familiar ways of thinking. To overcome this, remind yourself of the power of transmutation. Just as the alchemist must transform lead into gold, so too must you transform negative thoughts and habits into opportunities for growth. This is where patience and self-compassion become crucial. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate this journey, understanding that growth takes time. Another challenge is the temptation to seek external validation. In a world that often rewards external achievements, it can be easy to get caught up in seeking approval from others. However, the true power of the Emerald Tablet lies in aligning with your inner wisdom and trusting your own path. By cultivating self-reliance and inner confidence, you will be able to stay true to your transformative process, regardless of external circumstances. As we reach the end of our exploration into the hidden truths of the Emerald Tablet, we stand at the threshold of an ancient wisdom that has been passed down through the ages. The teachings contained within this mystical text are not simply academic concepts or abstract philosophies. They are profound tools for personal transformation and spiritual enlightenment. We have journeyed through the principles of interconnectedness, alchemical transformation, and the one substance, learning how to purify the self, gain illumination, and integrate this newfound wisdom into our lives. These teachings, though rooted in ancient wisdom, remain timeless, offering guidance for those who seek to understand not only the world around them but also the world within them. The most powerful takeaway from the Emerald Tablet is the understanding that we are not passive observers of the universe. We are active participants in its creation. As above, so below. As within, so without. This principle reminds us that the world we experience is a reflection of the energy we project. By aligning our inner world with the higher principles of wisdom, compassion, and self-mastery, we begin to shape the outer world in ways that reflect our highest potential. But the journey does not end here. The mysteries of the Emerald Tablet are vast and deep, and the more we engage with its teachings, the more we uncover. It is a path that requires patience, dedication, and an open heart, for the greatest secrets often reveal themselves slowly, through consistent effort and introspection. As you embark on this transformative journey, remember that the answers you seek are not somewhere out there. They are within you, waiting to be discovered. The power to change, to create, and to transform lies in your hands. The question now is, are you ready to unlock it? To continue your exploration, take time each day to reflect on the teachings of the Emerald Tablet. Engage in practices of mindfulness, meditation, and self-reflection. Begin to see the world through the lens of interconnectedness, and as you do, you will begin to witness the magic of creation unfolding in your own life. And as always, remember the wisdom of Hermes Trismegistus. That which is below is like that which is above, and that which is above is like that which is below. To accomplish the miracle of the one thing, the secrets of the universe are waiting for you to uncover them, one step, one thought, one transformation at a time.